Hey guys! So, welcome back to another story time. This story time is about my ex-psycho neighbor. You guys who have been with me for a little bit now already know part of the story because I had talked about it in quite a few of my videos. This psycho neighbor was also on my channel for a little bit, which I completely regret putting them on my channel because they did not deserve any sort of attention. So for this story, let's just call her Maria. So my roommate and I had some issues and had to move into a new place. We took a few months to settle in, get all relaxed, and we had to know that we were stable in the place. And all of that before even thinking about meeting any of the neighbors. Well, my roommate went over to our neighbor's places to deliver some candy because it was Valentine's Day, and that's just the kind of people we are. Well, one of those neighbors ended up hearing about the fact that I had a YouTube channel and told my roommate that they wanted to come meet me because they also did YouTube. So she comes over with my roommate, we meet, and I immediately had a weird frickin' vibe off of her. I didn't say anything though, and was just polite. Well, time went by, and Maria had been continuously coming over, inviting us over, and I was trying to be as nice as could be. Like, I would give them food if we had too much, including groceries, gave her advice for her channel whenever she asked for it. Tried to support her and her channel in many ways. I even got her a new webcam for her birthday. All sorts of other things like that. Well, things in between all of this was just really off, but I just tolerated it. Like how she would claim to know some Japanese and say something completely wrong in the language, then would try to say, I don't care, it's how I say it when I corrected her, me being part Japanese and knowing a lot of the language. She just blatantly disrespected me and my heritage and so on. That was really just a strike right there. Like, so hard that I even said that if she was going to continue to disrespect me like that, I will end the friendship because I don't need people like that in my life. Her mom tried telling me, don't let something like that end a friendship. So, that's where that came from. Eventually, it came out of her mouth that she believed that she was half wolf or like a human wolf hybrid or something. Whatever crazy crap she was actually thinking. She also said she was an alpha in a so-called human wolf pack, and she tried to say that my roommate and I were in her pack. To which both of us were like, hell fucking no. She continued saying we were part of it when we had told her no. Then, while it was just Maria and I, so my roommate wasn't even around when this happened, Maria brought up my roommate, then said that if my roommate wasn't going to listen to her, she would literally, and I quote, rape her into submission. She didn't say this just once. She said it twice. After that, I obviously didn't feel safe. At all. I told my roommate about it since it was about them, and of course, they also didn't feel safe anymore. We had brought it up with Maria quite a few times before about other things that made us super uncomfortable because she told us to just straight up tell her. And we did. Nothing came of it. So we went to her mother who lived with her. Her mom sat there in their living room to talk about the fact Maria said she would rape my roommate. Maria said to try to justify her actions. I felt bad about it as soon as I said it. I was going to talk to them about it, just the two of us at a cafe to get coffee. But it's like, first of all, my roommate was like, after what you said about me, what makes you think I'd want to go get coffee with you alone? And two, I called her out, saying, "If you felt so bad about it, why did you say it again afterwards?" She had nothing to say about it. She just got defensive and said something along the lines of, "Well, if you don't want to be friends, that's fine." Didn't own up to what she said, what she did, she never freaking apologized and didn't show any sort of remorse. Instead, she started harassing us, calling police on us with false information, telling people that we were telling her kid not to go to school when we hadn't even seen her kid in months, etc. She even tried to deflect all of this by claiming that I would talk down to her about her channel when I never did. I gave her advice when it was asked for. I even asked her how I did so, and she couldn't even give me a clear answer. Then I gave her a few specific examples of how she was the one talking down to me about my YouTube channel. When I did that, she didn't bring it up in front of me again. Now, we hadn't seen her or talked to her in a long while, but she still lived next door to us. It was around Halloween, and I had been seeing things about Santa Muerte all over the place. If you don't know who Santa Muerte is, the shortest, simplest version that I can tell you is that she is the Mexican goddess of death. Anyway, I guess she overheard me talking about Santa Muerte to my roommate in our apartment through the walls and the hallways. I know this because when my roommate was doing their laundry, Maria had mentioned to them that she summoned Santa Muerte and demanded her to do harm to me. When my roommate told me this, I literally busted out in laughter. Why? Because how psycho and stupid do you have to be to say that you can demand something of a goddess like Santa Muerte? Like, this is literally a goddess of death that we're talking about. This god is about to fuck up your shit. I even said that to my roommate, that I wouldn't be surprised if someone close to Maria died soon. Turns out that's exactly what happened. Like, you don't piss off a goddess like that and expect to get away with it. Later on, when my roommate and I got home one day, we were in the hallway of the apartment building, going to our apartment, and there was a pair of underwear in front of our door. We had no idea where it came from or whose it was, so we just kicked it away from our door and went on with our lives. After that, every day, the underwear was in front of our door again. We kept kicking it away from our door because, come on, that's gross. Then one night, my roommate came home from work and had seen Maria go through the window of the front door of the apartment building, put the underwear on our doorknob. So my roommate waited for Maria to go back to their apartment, and then came in, took the underwear off our doorknob, and put it on Maria's apartment door instead. Like, okay, that's disgusting. We don't want your nasty underwear. Not only is Maria just crazy and nasty from the underwear thing, but she is also nasty because of what I heard from her mom and other things. Her mom told my roommate and I that Maria had been evicted from a previous apartment and that the apartment was literally condemned because Maria never cleaned her apartment and it was just nasty. Then there was the whole thing where Maria told me about this 13-year-old she had been talking to and was clearly saying they were flirting with each other. Now, Maria is in her 30s. Like, that is so gross and so creepy. I told her that's so wrong and that I don't even like talking to my underage fans on a one-on-one basis because it's just creepy to me for an adult to be talking one-on-one with a child unless they're obviously related or very close with the kid's family. But I straight up said to her, being in her 30s, that flirting with a 13-year-old was not okay and could get her in a lot of trouble. Maria was just like saying that there was nothing wrong with her flirting with a child. Then she also had a kid of her own, and he would literally tell my roommate and I how his mom was hitting him, beating him, abusing him, and even showed us bruises. I confronted her once, as she admitted to having abused her kid. Yes, I did try to get him help, which is where her lies started, to try to cover herself. Lying to say that my roommate and I were trying to lure her kid months after we stopped talking to her and stopped seeing her kid at all into our apartment with candy. There were investigators that came and asked us about it and told us these claims, to which my roommate and I were clearly shocked and just appalled. The investigators even said they figured that Maria was lying. Nothing happened to us, through this, because we clearly didn't do anything wrong. The last thing that I'm going to say about Maria is this. She is so full of herself and continued to try and call me a liar, even about my own bloodline and me being Japanese and Native American. Like, I proved to her and her mother that I was Native American. I even had pictures of my mother, myself, my sister, my niece, and my Japanese grandmother, which I had shown them both in the early stages of knowing them. Some of these pictures had some of us with my Japanese grandma in them. Oh, and including one with my dad, who they had actually met in person, being with my Japanese grandma. So it's like, was she just jealous because I'm actually Japanese and Native American, and she clearly wanted to be both or one of them herself? Because she is pasty-ass white, and very clearly not Native at all, but she tried to say that she was Native American after I said that I was. So, who knows? She's psycho, crazy, and I'm fucking glad I don't have to live next to that bitch anymore. So, that was my psycho neighbor story. I hope that you guys liked it, and if you did, please give this video a big thumbs up down below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!